almost there. No way. What is this? You're tuned in to the Eyes Open podcast, where secrets aren't safe and we see it all.
Well, we're chilling at the beach this week. We might as well talk about something that is very important to all of us, which is water. Just think about how important water is to human beings. I mean, we could even, what is it? How long can we go without food? But how long can you really go without water? You're going to be in way worse situation if you don't have water versus food. You can still survive a little while without food, but water, our body's made up of what? Mainly water. So it's literally us. We are water. And this reminds me because we did an episode, I can't remember if I think it was tied in with the data center stuff. We were talking about how the water rights or something like that we were talking about. I'm trying to remember. It was a while back we were talking about something like that. It was something with the data centers and the usage of water. Well, no. It was about, I remember that was back when everything was going around a lot with TikTok and YouTube and all those different reel stations were blasting the videos about how Lake Mead's drying up, and they were showing all the lakes, and it was a big thing they were talking about. This was actually before a lot of us got that big storm that hit the United States. And that's what was wild is like we needed it's like I don't even know how they can deny that they're manipulating the weather at this point, because it literally, we needed rain beyond belief. Like crops were getting destroyed. If you live in farm country, you know how bad the water situation is. So not only was crops being destroyed, like I said, and I'd seen farmers that weren't even planting anything at all because they don't, with the drought being as bad as it is, and now they're wanting to use everything for data centers. Well, guess what? They got that figured out now too, ladies and gentlemen, because now countries are starting to want to put data centers in the ocean. So it's not enough that they want to put these things, okay? They want to put them right next door to you. They want to make sure that you're hearing the ever so beautiful hum of a data center in the middle of the afternoon, right next to your $600,000 house that you paid for in the suburbs. They want to make sure that you're getting all that beautiful cancer-causing goodness soaked right in. There was a woman I'd seen who was they had a development. I'm pretty sure it's Virginia. They had a real nice suburb, and you know that these houses are easily over $500,000. And you go West Coast, I mean, and this is on the East Coast in Virginia. West Coast, you can only imagine what those houses would cost. But they get themselves a nice suburban house right next to a data center. I mean, how beautiful is that? You can't ask for more than that. I'm sure that's what people ask for when they go house hunting. Is it near a data center? Got to be next to a data center, man. It's going to be the new craze. Everybody's going to want to live by the data centers. The beautiful music of the data centers playing for you. But no, like I said, they're saying it's a problem because we're taking up all the water for these data centers. So guess what? We're just going to put them in the ocean now. Okay, we're going to put them in your oceans. You'll be going on vacation with your kids. Dad, can I go swim with the dolphins? No, son, we're going to go swimming with the data centers. We're going to go swimming with the data centers. That should be amazing. That'll be a real amazing scuba adventure. Under the sea, where the data centers are better. Under the sea. So everybody's going to be singing because it's going to be so magnificent. You get to scuba dive down there. You'll get to see how beautiful the data centers look right off the coast. The glows will be beautiful at night. You ain't going to, you guys can forget about going to these countries that, on the islands where you see all the beautiful lit up coral reefs and stuff. Nah, man, you're going to want to get that ocean view. You're going to want to get that ocean view. You want to know why? When you go on your next exotic vacation, because you're going to get to see the beautiful glow of a data center at night in the ocean. And then, like I said, during the day, you know, they're going to have the data center tours. They'll make money off that too. Watch. How would you like I could hear the commercials now. I could see them gearing up for the commercials right now to charge people for that shit, and they'd probably pay for it too, with how stupid people get these days. They think, honey, they got a tour of a data center underwater. Can you believe that? No, but I mean, this has been, and I don't think, you know, or actually I do think, I'll go this route with it. I do think that this is where the big monopoly from Nestle and all them, when they were taking over the water rights for all this land that they were buying up, that's eventually the end game for where they were going and what they wanted. Control the water. Think about it. They make post-apocalyptic movies about it, about the people that control the water, about what happens in a future where the water is non-existent because big corporations owns a monopoly over it. If they could charge you for breathing air, they would charge you for it. I promise you that. But no, now your oceans aren't even safe. I could only imagine what one of those things under the ocean would do to, you know, not just the ecosystem down there, but I mean, that's insane. They're pitching that as if it's a great idea. Wow, we solved the problem. We don't have to steal your water from you. We're just going to put these things underneath the ocean where they can be cooled off by the water under the ocean, and then it's problem solved. We'll just put these in the ocean all over the world. Honestly, at this point, we thought what's crazy is we thought them controlling the water. They made the movies about Mad Max and all that where, you know, people don't have water. You thought it was as bad as, you know, you don't have water, so you can't have water to drink, so you die. That's what people think the worst option would be. Well, no. They're going to make sure you got water to drink. That's not the problem. They'll make sure you got water to drink. What they're going to do is they want you to be alive. They want you to be alive to experience this great Skynet future that's coming. All right, so they'll make sure they keep you alive. You guys don't have to worry about all that. Be just fine. Like I said, we got underground or underwater data centers coming, man. That's going to be an amazing vacation right there. If I would have known that they were going to do this, I would have planned my vacation different. Absolutely. I would have planned it different. Forget interviewing, you know, forget the interview with the drug trafficker, man. I'd be doing interviews with a scuba crew as we go and dive off the coast there in that country and go scuba diving with the data centers. Seriously. Like I said, it's what's in now. It is not the dolphins. Nobody wants to swim with the dolphins anymore. We want to swim with the data centers. Okay? We've evolved. But no, it's getting crazy. It's amazing how people, and this is really what they're distracting you from, I honestly believe. How water is just being taken right from underneath you guys. A God-given right, mind you. Water is a God-given right. You need it to survive as a human being. But now, they've taken something from the land that was pure, that was beautiful, that was meant to sustain you and life itself, and they perverted it. Just imagine that. They took something that you need, your body is made up of, and they perverted it. They even did a study where they were testing the different kinds of waters. I think it was Fiji they did. They did a whole bunch of different bottles of water, but Fiji was one of them. That there was microplastics, like insane amount, and there was microplastics, arsenic, all types. The levels were all unsafe. I remember that's what it was. And there was even, I think it was the city of Cleveland. They were getting into a debate with Fiji about something, about how pure Fiji water was, and then the people who own the Cleveland water system for the city of Cleveland was saying, we bet you that our regular water straight out of the tap is more healthier for you than this Fiji water that you're packaging up and selling to people. And they did a test, and I remember it was not good for Fiji. It came out to where, like I said, it was filled with microplastics, unsafe levels of arsenic and other stuff. It was insane, to the point I had to like triple verify that story to make sure it was actually real, because I didn't believe it myself. I was like, that's wild. And you think the FDA or somebody would be overseeing this to make sure, but no, they don't care, because there's even alarming studies that would blow your mind of how much microplastics are in our bloodstream from drinking the water alone, just from drinking the water, from the microplastics that are in the water. But yeah, to a point, it's literally re-engineering our DNA. Like, that's insane. From your toothbrush to every other thing that's microplastics. That's why it's to the point, now I just use a actual water mineralizer with like very good filters on it. I won't even drink a bottle of water unless I'm stuck. Like if I'm at the beach or something, or I can't run somewhere to get some, I'll drink a bottle of water. But nowadays I don't even drink bottles of water anymore, because I just look at it as, a bottle full of microplastics. But people don't think about that a basic God-given right like water was perverted and was taken from us. I find that so disgusting when you think about it. And people should be concerned with, if you guys haven't noticed, it started not only with and I had people going in on this video too, okay? It was the video of, and I'm pretty sure this one went viral. It went way more viral than I thought it would. Like, I think it went up to like 300-something thousand views or some shit. And I didn't even expect, out of all the videos, I was like, I didn't expect that one to go viral. I was just, talking about what was going on. But it was showing what is it? It's not the algae. There's another name for it. I'm trying to think. But this is what I'm going to tell you is, okay? It was washing up in large amounts on the oceans from, I guess California didn't get it, but Florida, and I'm trying to think of so it was all up and down the Atlantic coast and a bunch of other places around the world. Mexico got it real bad. They were showing the beaches in Mexico that was going all the way up onto the beach. And the word, I can't think of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I know it starts with an S. But here's the thing is, what people are saying, oh, this is normal, man. We get this every year. The person who took that video that I posted, it was and there was even people saying that it was AI. I was like, come on now, guys, okay? You can go look this up yourself, or if you know somebody that lives in these regions, they'll tell you themselves. And the funny thing is, the accounts that are putting this up there saying it's completely normal all look like bot accounts. They look suspect as shit. But the people who live in these areas were even commenting and saying, yeah, this isn't, it's not this heavy. This isn't normal. I've never seen it like this. And they haven't, okay? So I don't know. This is like the reality we live in nowadays, okay? You'll see some shit that you've never seen before, okay? You'll see something and it's not right because you've never seen it. You've never experienced that, okay? It's like somebody telling you lived in a small town your whole life and things start to change right in front of your face and you're told, oh yeah, no, that's been happening forever. And you're like, no, it hasn't. Okay. I've lived here my whole life. I've lived on planet Earth my whole life. Okay. And we know, and we see more than we ever did. Back in the day is a different story. You had to wait to hear stuff on the news or hopefully believe whatever they told you on the news. Now it's harder for them. Well, no, it's harder in both directions because it's easier to get information out there, but it's way easier to fake information with AI and all types of stuff nowadays. You don't know what to believe. So that's the thing is, yes, is there more news out there? But here's the problem is most of it is garbage. You can't trust most of it. I mean, that's why I think people have decided to go to alternative media sources because you can't trust what you're hearing anymore. And I think this in a sense goes into like with the Mandela effect. That's a good example. They're telling you that something is not the way you remember it. And it's like, dude, don't tell me what I remember. I'm the person, like I told you, I'm the person the family called when they're like, who was in this movie? Bing, bang, boom. What was this we did years and years ago? Blah, blah, blah. And you tell them you're the one that they call because they're like, you know, he will remember. So I was always that person in my family. I always remembered everything. So even the post I made about Lucille Ball, I put on there, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. And there's people that he said, they're like, you know what, that was never, it's a Mandela effect. That isn't a Mandela effect. He never said that. And I'm like, dude, somebody's definitely screwing with stuff at this point because things are getting all screwed around. But no, like I said, it's with everything. They're trying to tell you that you can't trust what you see, that they're saying, no, it didn't happen that way. So honestly, at this point, it makes me wonder if they're just completely screwing with everybody. But I would say, honestly, people need to realize how important it is to control the water. We didn't realize that back in the day. There was people that got into the water business and made a fortune. Okay, there's water bottle brands. I remember the first ones when water bottles came out and people were called suckers for buying it. I still remember those days. So that'll date me, but I'm sure there's a lot of viewers out there that remembers those days. Remember when they called you stupid for buying a bottle of water? Like, dude, go home and get it out of the faucet. Why would you buy a bottle of water? I remember when they laughed at people that were starting water bottle companies and they were like, man, that's crazy. You know, people start water bottle companies. But no, as the water got less safe to drink, I think Flint, Michigan showed that one. I don't even think the water's even back to normal there yet, is it? Does anybody know? I mean, last I heard, even years and years later, that water was screwed in Flint, Michigan. But that's just what it is. I mean, it's even, people have become complacent. You turn on the faucet, you expect the water to be there. I'm honestly happy I have a well and I don't have to get city water because I don't even trust that. I won't even trust filtering city water, to be honest with you. But we don't realize how important water is. You need it to flush your toilets. You need to brush your teeth. You need it to drink. And speaking of that, while we're on that topic, I've heard people literally say there was some celebrity or something. He said he's never drinking water ever. Like he drinks Diet Coke all the time. And I'm just like, this is crazy. So this dude's saying he never drinks water. Like I know Coke's got a lot of water in it, but I mean, it's still got a lot of other garbage. But to say you never drink water, that just blows my mind. I can't imagine a day without water. Like that's what's crazy. I have at least 2 to 3 glasses of water a day, like good sized glasses. So I couldn't imagine even going one day without water. People say they don't drink water at all. What the hell's the matter with you, man? That's wild. That's crazy work to say you just don't drink water. I just don't drink what I need for my body I drink this and I drink that, but I don't drink no water. But I mean, basically, like I said, I'm sure they do. If you drink coffee, you drink soda, you drink beer, a lot of that stuff's got water in it. So you're getting, I guess, well, not if it's beer necessarily, but you're getting hydration in some sort of way. But people don't realize how important it is. People don't realize how important water is until you go to turn the faucet on and there's none coming out of it. And for some of us, that'll never happen. You know what I mean? If we have backup wells, stuff like that, we have pumps where you don't have to worry about if the power goes out. There's a lot of, country folk that ain't gonna have nothing to worry about. But think about that. It's not even in the sense of they don't have to turn your water off, because all they're doing now is they're using your water. They're using the water in the ground. They're drying up all the water and using it for data centers. And they're putting up more and more and more and more data centers. Go look at the data center map. And there's 666 in Virginia. What a real coincidental number that there's that many data centers there. 666 is wild. That is crazy. The hell would you need? I mean, they said they have more data centers in the state of Virginia than they have in the whole world. Okay? That's insane. Do we need what? Doesn't that tell you guys at least little something? They're controlling the water. Okay, these things need water to cool off. They're controlling the water, but they're using it for these things they're putting up everywhere that they're saying is simply for AI. What the heck are those things powering? Why would they need that much power? That's the question people need to be asking, is why would these data centers need this much water and this much power? Well, water to cool them off, okay? But why that much power? What is going to be powered? And they're everywhere across the country. People really need to ask themselves that question. The devil's in the details with the answer to that question is why? Why do you need this many? And why are they taking all the water to use them? Why do these things need all that water to function? So they're taking something you need to survive to fuel something that's giving you cancer, and they're putting them all over the country to run something that is not apparent yet of what they're running. It ain't just for your chat GPT, I promise you that. I'm honestly curious to see your guys' answers on that question. What do you think? What do you think is these data centers are really for? What do you guys think? I'm very interested in the answer to that question, because I know what I think, and I think you guys know what I think. But I want to see what you guys think about that.